I'm glad you could join me for our time today. Let's get started with our singing. So let's clap. And today we're going to talk about color opposites. But let's think about opposites in other ways. So if I said I was going to whisper, what could you do that would be the opposite? Now, the only thing, if you have a baby in your house, don't do the opposite if the baby's asleep, okay? Let's do clapping. And if you can think of an opposite action for clapping, I don't know what it would be, but you might have an idea. And then I'm going to say whisper, but you do the opposite. And then we're going to say, we're going to glue today. So I'm going to say glue. And if you can think of something that you think would be the opposite of that, you go right ahead, okay? Here we go. I think I feel like clapping. I feel like clapping. So clapping's what I'll do. I think I feel like clapping. Clapping and why don't you? Or something else. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to whisper. You can do the opposite. Hope that's okay with your family. I think I feel like whispering. So whispering is what I'll do. I think I feel like whispering. Whispering and why don't you? Whispering, whispering, whispering. Whispering, whispering, whispering. Whispering, whispering, whispering. I'm sure your family was glad that verse was as short as it was. Glue. I think I feel like gluing. So gluing's what I'll do. I think I feel like gluing. Gluing, why don't you? Glue, 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 glue. Okay, I am so happy we got songs this morning. And let's think about what we need for our lesson today. You need black and white paper, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and if you have some paper punches, you might like to use some. This is the only kind I have. Couldn't find any others. But if you have some different ones, you might like to add do some punching out with a paper punch, but it's up to you. Oh, and you know what? I think I told you before I like to use zigzag scissors. I have some zigzag scissors. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but you might like to use some of those too if you have them. So we're going to talk about opposites today, and opposites in color. And two opposites that are both neutrals are black and white. And black and white are opposites, but yet they complement each other. And we're going to create a picture, and there are so many possibilities for what you could do. So let's start out with a black background. I'm going to put a big black background up here for us to look at. And since my background is black, I'm going to be using white pieces of paper to make my picture. So what I would suggest you do first of all, I might put this down so you can see what I'm doing better. Why don't you begin by cutting some large shapes and some small shapes. Now you might want to do, circles, rectangles, free forms. Free form isn't any particular shape, it's just something interesting. I'm just going to do squares, and I'm going to cut some little tiny ones. Some of them actually look like they're rectangles, but that's okay. So I'm going to do some small ones and some large ones. And I'm going to use these for my picture, and I'll have to figure out how I want to put them on. Now they're not exact, perfectly cut squares, which is cool because it gives them an original, creative look too. They can be exact, and that would be fine too. But I didn't use a paper cutter. I just cut them with my scissors. I might need a piece that's that big to start with. Okay, and oh, why not? I'm gonna use my paper punch on a few of these and just punch out a few things on here. Do you like to use a paper punch? I think it's fun. Okay, let's see what we can do with our paper that we have. So I'm just going to start by putting. I think I'm going to start by putting up some big pieces of paper. But this is what's so fun about art. You can do it however you want, as many pieces as you want. In fact, you might want to start out with a white piece of paper and small black pieces of paper. Oops. The lid stuck to it. Now, ideally, if you have your paper laying down on the table, you could experiment by moving the pieces around until you decide where you want them to be, and then glue them down. But if I don't glue those on there, they won't stay for you to see. So isn't that cool? That extra little paper with the dots. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it in a smaller piece. Let's see. Seeing the piece with the dots adds a different element to it, doesn't it? There's so many places it would look cool, I think. But we just have to decide, what you like as an artist, what you think would go in there. I might put some pieces there. I've got these little ones. One more. I think I want to put one more. I kind of think I need a different shape here. I wonder how that would look. That's kind of cool. That was just a scrap from when I was cutting out my other pieces, but I think I could use that. Do you think I need something in the middle there? I wonder if I need another piece there. Oh yeah, I like that. When you're an artist, you just can experiment and try different things and see what you like. So even if you're a younger artist, you can cut out pieces of paper and glue them on. Ooh, I like that little narrow strip there. I think I'll use it too. And glue them on however you think they look cool. And your work will be different from anyone else's. Oh yeah, I like that. Kind of would like to put something up there. Can you hear my chair squeaking? I haven't used any of my pieces with the punch outs yet, have I? That's interesting. That kind of adds an interesting element to it. I might add that there. So let's see. This is so much fun. You know, if I took these same pieces of paper and took them off, I could make a completely different type of picture, couldn't I? I think I'll add one more little piece up there. That's a good beginning. And of course, I have a great big board, so I could add more to it. Let's look at this one more thing here. That would kind of be cool to add this, since I have some punch outs there. It might be cool to add one more piece with some punch outs to kind of tie that together with the other punch out piece. That's so much fun. It was fun to do. Now I want to show you another idea. You know, there are so many, this is just limitless what you can do with this, and the different ways that you can do this. I'm kind of making a lot of noises on my things, aren't I? So now let's try a piece of white paper. And I want to show you a little idea that you might like to try, especially if you're an older student. You might like to try this. So just choose a shape to cut out. Probably a simple geometric shape would be good for this. I'm just going to cut out a circle. Oops, I cut out two. I don't know if I'll need two. We'll see. So cut out a simple shape and then cut the shape approximately in half. And then we're going to take one half of it and put it on your paper however you want, and then cut out another section from the same half of the circle. So here's one idea. This could kind of be like a simple optical illusion you might like to try. So here we are back with our half circle. Is getting smaller, isn't it? And then what I'm doing, I'm matching up the edges. Can you kind of see what I'm doing there? I'm matching up the edges. It got a little thin there, but it actually looks kind of cool. Oh, I think I'll do one more. Why not? So that, and then that. Sticking to my fingers. Isn't that cool? You could do it with any geometric shape, square, rectangle, triangle. But what else could you do with it? Oh, the possibilities are just limitless. Look, what if you wanted to, let's do this. What if you wanted to put them together in another interesting way? Let's see, what could we do here? I mean, there's just no limit to what you can do when you start using your imagination. Ooh, isn't that cool? It has a totally different look to it, doesn't it? What if we just took them all apart and put them all over there? What that would look like? You can even do that. And that would look completely different. And remember, we only used half to do this. We only used half of the circle, didn't we? But you know what? You might want to use the whole circle and think of all kinds of creative things that you can do with it, or whatever geometric shape you chose to do. But that was just one idea I thought you might enjoy seeing. Let's see, how did that go together? There we go. If you want it to be like that. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Oh, look. I get a hold of that little piece. I turn it around. Ooh, that's neat. The eye kind of looks like an eye. Let me see what I'm seeing. Isn't that cool? So this is really a lot of fun to just move your pieces around and try different things. So there are a lot of possibilities what you could do with this black and white opposite type of picture. So I can't wait to see what you do. That reminds me, Grace and Haley and Courtney and Kelly have been sending me some of their work that they've been doing, and I've really enjoyed seeing it. So be sure and send me yours too. I'd love to see it. If you want to send it to me at my Facebook page, Art Time with Mima, then I can respond to you at that one, and maybe include your picture in the slideshow if you would like for me to do that. So I can't wait to see what you do with this great activity. I think it's going to be so fun, and every one of you will have different ideas about what to do with it. But it's about time for me to go, and so I'm going to sing my goodbye song. Please sing it with me if you know it. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. Every day is a new beginning. At least that's what they say. Every day is a new beginning. So what will you do today? Will you say a kind word? Will you paint with your heart? Will you listen to a bird? Will you make a new start? There's no end to what you can do with a brand new page. Could you talk to a friend? Could you dance for a while? Could you play a fun game? Would you give me a smile? There's no end to what you can do with this brand new day. There's no end to what you can do with this brand new day. Remember, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you so much for joining me for our time. I had so much fun, and I hope you did too. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. But until then,